Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Beyer Music Resources and the Music Educator's Worksheet Generator. My name is Brad Beyer. I'm going to take you through this brand new addition to the website here. You can see I've got a new tab on here. This is the Rhythm and Beta, the beta of the Rhythm tab, I should say. And we want to take a look at this. This is a pretty cool application where you can create really quickly a worksheet that is at a particular difficulty with a particular time signature and specific rhythms that can show up like this. And you can see on the worksheet itself that each note or rest has a little line underneath it. This is kind of the student answer line where the student would write in the counting. So depending on which counting system you use, my system is the 1E system, so I would say one, and two in parentheses, or however you want to write it, and so forth. You write in all the notes as they go down the page. So that's kind of the gist of it, but let me kind of show you some of the complexities of it. Obviously, you could, like any of the other tabs, you can put in a title. So you could say Rhythm Worksheet, and this is 811. We could do that, and then let's talk about the different difficulties. The absolute base difficulty starts with just whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes and rests. And so you can see that every time I change the difficulty, it automatically updates this to be just whatever it's specified at with the rhythms that are possible to be generated. So if I generated this, it would be super simple. Now within that, obviously, we'll talk about time signatures in a second. We're just sticking with simple meter right now. But there's different rhythm complexities that you can do. So if you want to use these possible rhythms, but to make it more advanced, you simply change the complexity to a higher level. So I'm going to put it on hard now. You should see mostly quarter notes and quarter rests and such. So essentially more black on the page if you want to put it crudely. And so that's what the rhythm complexity meter does. You obviously could add more measures if you wanted. You could go up to 24 measures in a worksheet, and then add the number of copies you want. But let's explore the the time signatures here, right? We have 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4. Those all work within Simple Meter. The difficulty level options, they will update as soon as you click something different. So for example, if you choose cut time, it has a whole different set of difficulty ranges. So it's essentially similar to the Simple Meter. It's down a dimension, so to speak. So you can still start with whole and half notes here. This is going to be really simple looking because we're in cut time now. But even at medium or hard, you'd have a little bit more to work with there. Okay, and then it gets more and more complex as it goes along. And of course, at any time, even if you're working with basic time signatures, so let's say I could do 3, 4. You can use the customizer, the rhythm customizer, to change it. So like if I wanted to take out the option to have quarter notes, I just unclick this, and let's say I want to add in quarter note triplets. I could do that. And then I click it again, and then all of a sudden it's updated to include those types of things. We do have compound meter in here as well, right? 6/8 time, and we'll do something like this. We can do 16th rests, 16th notes in some of those. We'll keep the pattern pretty easy for now, and you can do compound meter as well. Now you may notice there's some other controls here. This is true. You can listen to it. You can practice it along with it if you want. So there's a start playback button, and this is just a quick little thing in this browser. You must click a button in order to enable sound. So we do that once, and it's done for the entire session. But whatever tempo you have it set at, it'll play the rhythm for you and follow the cursor along. You can do this with your students, and then you could let it go as far as you like or not. And then you can also change the tempo itself. Of course, you can change the slider. You can do it with the slider, or you can just type in a very specific tempo that you want. Let's do 123. Why not? And that should update the slider as well. And then you play it again. And the tempo is tied to the large beat. So in this case, the tempo is tied to the dotted quarter note. When you're in cut time, the tempo is tied to the half note. When you're in simple meter, the tempo is tied to the quarter note. This is pretty basic stuff. Okay, so It's a pretty useful tool. I think it's a good way to assess your students on rhythms, and this is the newest addition to the website. So we're really pleased with how it's turned out so far. We hope this you find benefit with this with your students.